Thank you very much, Chair. Let me pick up straight from what Honorable Sokanyile left. The first issue I want to pick up with you is that you say just a few minutes ago that whatever this committee feels, it won't change your normal life activities. We don't operate on feelings here. This committee does not operate on feelings.
Sorry, sir, could you kindly...
I'm saying this committee does not operate on feelings. It operates on the basis of extracting facts from fiction. We're running an inquisitorial process to extract facts and evidence from fiction. And it's not meant to regulate any personal life of anyone. It is directed at checking whether or not the allegations leveled on the 6th of July, 2025 do actually stand, and are our government institutions captured or not. So this is not about your personal life. It's basically about the people. It does not get entangled to your personal life. That's what this is about. The second thing that I've picked up is when you were responding to Honorable Sokanyile is on the relationship between you and Paul O Sullivan. And as you explain, you go to an extent of saying the fact is the investigations at IP do not have some of the relevant material to conduct investigations. And Paul does have some of the relevant material. Is that a concession that you have used Paul O Sullivan to conduct IP investigation?
Well, that's a bit of a jump in logic because he's one of the sources of information. There are others also. But the fact that he provides information or is a complainant does not translate into controlling IPID. That is a fiction which was created by Phahlane and his crew themselves.
So you say...
And that is all they got. They got no explanation for the charges they must face.
But Mr. McBride, to what extent did you use Mr. Paul O Sullivan or his resources to conduct IP investigations?
Whenever he had information to me, I went and listened to it. But all the answers are here, written long before 6th of July, 2025. The answers were here already about all these issues you're asking me about. Nothing to do with anything else, nothing to do with allegations made by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. It was here already, affidavits, court papers, judgments, all there.
So, in a nutshell, you mean you have used information from Paul O Sullivan to arrive at decision on the investigations IP conducted?
In a nutshell, some of his information proved useful in our investigation.
So your investigations were resourced in terms of information by Paul O Sullivan, who's not part of IP.
Or anybody else who had information.
Let's pass it. I hope members will pick it up. Did Paul become part of investigations, physical investigations? You'll recall the estate allocation. Was it the only incident where Mr. O Sullivan accompanied IP investigators when they were conducting investigations?
So let me put it this in a nutshell. Paul O Sullivan was the complainant. He had interaction.
No, let's leave that one first, Mr. McBride. Let's say, apart from that one, did Paul accompany investigators of IPID when they conducted investigations?
I will answer you, but I will answer you fully.
Okay.
so that you understand in a nutshell. So Paul O'Sullivan showed IPID the alleged crime scene, which was Phahlane's house. That's the first thing, which
Mr. McBride,
Yes, sir.
you are giving answers on a time that is allocated to the honorable member. And the honorable member has said it more than once, that please answer the question that he asks, so that his time is not squandered without him exhaustively asking the questions that he wants to. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So the question is, apart from the Phahlane estate, forgot its name, did Mr. Paul O'Sullivan accompany IPID investigators when they were conducting investigations?
I'm not aware of it.
You're not aware of it. Okay, let's go to the part we're going to. You say there's an allegation against Mr. Phahlane of corruption, blah, 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 in SAPS. Where procurement is done in SAPS. Where service providers submit their bid tenders in SAPS procurement offices. Now, you term the visit to the estate by Paul O'Sullivan and IPID investigators a visit to the crime scene. How did the estate become a crime scene of a crime that was committed at SAPS?
Can you repeat that? I'm not sure.
How did the estate become a crime scene of a crime that was committed at SAPS headquarters?
That's a very good question. Very good question.
If the good part, just answer the question.
How did it become a crime scene? The house was built without registered money. There was no money used from a bank to pay those builders. So where was the money coming from? And there's evidence to suggest it came in black plastic bags. Those were the initial statements and recordings of people who worked with Phahlane. So on the bond that was drawn was 600,000. None of it was drawn on it, but there was a approved bond, 600,000. But the issue is Phahlane is still staying in a crime scene. Now, as we talk it.
No, Mr. McBride. A person is shot and killed here in this chamber. Okay? The person who shoots, takes man and takes a cell phone and runs to Khayelitsha. He gets arrested in Khayelitsha. That does not make the Khayelitsha a crime scene. Because a crime scene is where the crime was committed. So this chamber remains the crime scene. So I still ask a question. How did Phahlane's house become a crime scene?
It's the proceeds of crime.
That's not a crime scene. That's a complete different concept.
Still a crime scene.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is. In fact, there was a supplier who fitted in a sound system. So a supplier to SAPS fitted in a sound system or paid for in Phahlane's house. That gratification is a crime scene.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it to waste our time. So you mean the only person who knew your called crime scene was Mr. Paul O'Sullivan? The investigators at IPID did not know the place where Mr. Phahlane was building a house. They needed, just to point a house, they needed Paul O'Sullivan. I thought when you said you used the resources from Paul O'Sullivan to conduct IPID investigations, you spoke about sophisticated machinery. For example, we were told here that he even has a grabber. See, so we thought that it's those kind of things. So are you saying the investigators could not compile information that points themselves to Mr. Phahlane's house. They had to use the services of Mr. O Sullivan, who later, by the way, was actually charged for impersonating an IPID official.
Well, the charge fell away, number one. Number two, it was on the one occasion in which he was a complainant, which he showed them where the house is. So it's, what did you expect me to say? In fact, the word crime scene comes from my investigators.
Yeah, your investigators misled you. The reason why you were misled is because you let Mr. O Sullivan to lead your investigations. Let's pass this part, Mr. McBride. There is a complaint by Mr. O Sullivan against General Phahlane. So you formulate a task team. What they call the Phahlane task team. Is it the Phahlane task team?
We could have called it the corruption task team, but
Yeah,
there are
but
lots of those. Yeah.
The point I want to ask is it a usual procedure at IPID when investigating a complaint, you formulate a task team? Is it how you approach all complaints that are submitted at IPID?
So, firstly, it was not a usual situation at IPID. I had two of my senior investigators unlawfully dismissed. We were denuded of resources of investigators. We prior to my arrival at IPID, there was a task team on Marikana. And the same thing, they pulled people from different provinces, Northern Cape, Free State, and sent them to go and investigate the Marikana incident or incidents. So it is done sometimes.
So you mean the Phahlane accusations or allegations are as equivalent as a massacre?
Equivalent as a murderer.
Beg your pardon?
I didn't understand your question.
You make an example of a task informed on the Marikana massacre.
Yes.
So I'm saying, so you equivalent the complaints against Phahlane to a massacre.
No, I didn't make any comparison. You asked, is it normal practice to set up a task team? So I told you the usual situation in IPID in 2016 November was unusual. Two of my most senior investigators were unlawfully dismissed. So we had to make do with what we got. It's a compulsion. We are compelled to investigate complaints and say whether they're valid or not. That's the law.
So Mr. McBride, you say you don't usually appoint task teams to investigate complaints at IPID, but this was a special arrangement. And you explain it and say there are some special arrangements. So you say the complaint against General Phahlane was a special case. It warranted a task team.
So it's the first time we had such a major systemic corruption matter to deal with. Prior to that, the systemic corruption case we were dealing with, which probably is the real reason why we got into trouble along the way, is a Panday case which we had to take over at a certain stage. But I'll get back to that just now. But this one involved drugs going missing, illicit narcotics from the lab, rhino horn, stuff that's supposed to be evidence in cases. And we needed to put together a team. And that's what happened. You can say, yes, it was wise, it was not wise, or it should be considered differently in different circumstances. Given the same circumstances, under the same conditions, with the very same allegations, I'll do it again.
Okay. Allegations are that, which were confirmed by both General Phahlane and Mr. Nkabinde, are that you connived with O Sullivan, established a test team to taint his image so that he gets fired from SAPS and he does not become a national commissioner. What is your response to that?
My response is, he got fired there even when I was not at IPID. He got charged by NPA when I was not at IPID, when I was not in the criminal justice system. He got dismissed from an acting post. If you are still willing to believe Cedric Nkabinde, there's no hope for you, honorable person.
Chair.
Yeah, no. Honorable, Mr. McBride, you see how we treat you as a witness. Each and every witness that comes before us is treated like that. And when you speak the truth, you do not have to do that at the expense of another witness. Just speak the truth the way you know it. Because the truth does not need majority and does not even need to be backed by a personal attack on the other witness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Chair, of course, it's correct. We're compiling evidence, so no one is supposed to cast doubt on someone else's evidence. And I set allegations. So I don't know where you get that if I believe there is no hope. And please don't do that again, so that we have a smooth interaction, a conversation. Let's pass this stage and go to you allege in paragraph 53 that former Minister Hon Nqola established a reference group to investigate on how does IPID investigate in complaints, and you term it as political interference. And what is the actual envisaged accountability framework at IPID?
Well, what we know now is that what independence actually means from the McBride versus Minister of Police, meaning Nqola case in the Constitutional Court. It means operational and structural independence. That's what it means. You cannot get outsiders, including civilians, to come and question us about our investigations, to demand dockets from us. And that's what happened. So yes, there's political interference. They should have backed off.
So the reference group was comprised of civilians.
Say again, sir?
I'm saying the reference group established by former Minister Nqola was comprised of civilians. And that's part of the uncomfortability around it.
A sitting prosecutor for the NPA, what's his business to check how we investigate?
Let's pass that. So you investigate a rendition case against General Spear and Dramat. So how do you then become on the side of the wrong and subsequently get suspended? Can I repeat it? What did you get?
The suspension was unlawful. The whole world knows that.
No, let's leave the lawfulness.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you were on this side investigating these ones who are accused of rendition. How did you cross the line and become on the side of those who are accused of rendition, which ultimately go to suspended, whether lawfully or unlawfully?
I don't know what goes in the mind of Nkosi Nqola. I've got no clue.
Are you done now? So you don't know how you became a part of the suspects on the rendition case?
I've given you my answer. That is my answer. Ask Nqola. What was going through his
No.
mind?
You are not going to do that, Mr. McBride. I'm not going to ask you a question and you tell me I must ask Nqola. We did not summon Nqola to appear here. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. If you're unable to answer, just say, I'm unable to answer, and we pass.
All I know, it was unlawful. That's all that matters to me.
So you don't know how you became a suspect on the rendition case.
How I became a suspect.
How you became at the wrong such that you got suspended. That's the point I'm making.
I had nothing to do with the rendition business.
All right, let's pass. On paragraph 59, you speak about infiltration of the crime intelligence in the IPIT business. But the use of your language is that you were alerted after having returned at IPIT about allegations of crime intelligence interfering and all that. But did you formally, because I think when you are back as the executive director at IPIT, you are supposed to have been given a formal report of the work that has been done whilst you are in suspension. But here in the paragraph, you speak about being alerted, about allegations and all those stuff. You don't say, I called an executive meeting, if it's an executive meeting. I requested a report on investigations. And this is what we picked up about the crime intelligence infiltration at IPIT.
Yes, sir, you're quite accurate on that. Firstly, I did not get a handover report. Khamanyane ran away as an acting ED. He ran away, never came back. So there's no handover report. Who do I ask for what happened? So you'd have situations like Leon Mbangwa being a chair for IPIT appointments. We have a situation where the corporate services head is suspended, but they appoint a new one in the place to act from outside, someone who is not part of IPIT to act in a position that is not vacant, it is filled by someone. And you have illegal alien, Leon Mbangwa, sitting as a chairperson of that meeting. Now, that will give you an idea what's going on in Nqola's mind.
We have got illegal alien.
Absolutely.
Who is that?
The chief of staff of Nqola.
Chair, I think let's again try to reprimand the witness. I think it's important how we refer to people. What's the problem? If chair we don't reprimand, it will appear as though that this is the opinion of Parliament, because we are on record under oath in Parliament.
Yeah.
So let's just.
What is an alien?
An ill is not a citizen of South Africa or legally in South Africa, yet he's the chief of staff and is carrying a false ID. This was presented before the Zondo Commission also.
You wanted to say it's a foreign national who is illegal in the country.
Yes, but it's often referred to as illegal alien. In other words, not someone from here. Now, I don't mind if he comes here legally, that's fine.
Yeah, no, you know, when you spoke here yesterday, you said that you are a freedom fighter.
Yes, indeed.
And I thought that you belong to the progressive fold or to the progressive perspective. May we please use the language of the progressives when we address fellow human beings.
My language is not unprogressive. My irritation at madness that's accepted as normal is progressive.
Look at me. You see how composed I am when I talk to you. I want you to leave McBride at his house and bring a witness here. Leave McBride at his house. McBride as a person may have those defects, but bring a witness here. Take yourself home and bring back a witness here. Please.
Do you want me to leave?
I don't think that you suggest you don't understand what I'm saying. For a person of advanced age like yourself, you surely understand what the chairperson is saying when he is requesting you to bring a witness to these proceedings. You see, it is our attitude, all of us, that make these proceedings to be successful. It is not our personalities. It is not our names. It is not our fame. It's not our credentials, but our attitude that make these proceedings to succeed. And that is why I am making this humble plea to you, that whatever decorations we may have, let's leave that at home and bring witnesses and have a conversation here. May we proceed, Honorable Nqola.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let's move. You say at paragraph 69.
69.
69 in your statement that Mr. O Sullivan lent the pace at which Mr. Phahlane's, General Phahlane's house was built from Google.
Yes.
So does that mean the day of the visit was the first time he was there?
You mean of O Sullivan?
Yes.
I get the impression O Sullivan was there before because the estate manager was giving him information.
So the pace of General Phahlane's house was received. The information was received from the estate agent or from Google.
And the second sentence, they say, O Sullivan also had evidence to support suspicions that Phahlane was receiving kickbacks.
No, we're
from
coming
staff
to the
supplies.
kickbacks. We're coming to the kickbacks.
Okay.
I'm saying, did Mr. O Sullivan receive information from the estate agent or from Google, as it is said in the statement?
My understanding is it's two matters together. It's the rate of the building, estimated costs versus, and together with the evidence of kickbacks and the fact that no money